also come to realize that like if I don't like the animation, then like the animation style, I sometimes just won't like the show. Like some animation styles just fucking, I don't know, they almost creep me out. I don't like them, and I noticed there's like only a handful of animation styles these days. Like I feel like everyone's copying Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventure Time is being like ripped off the style.
Which is so
bunch
funny
of shows.
because like you
Thousand
could
times
tell
over.
that whole show is just created from him. It's like just like doodling basically, right?
Yeah. Like, there's
Like-
so many shows that look like Adventure Time now, and I would think, is this by the creator of Adventure Time? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, the hell? That's so weird. And for adult shows, yeah, I mean, a lot of like shows kind of look like Family Guy, that kind of weird, that kind of style as well.
Definitely.
I've noticed. But yeah, definitely the style is kind of like a make or break for me.
I guess with Family Guy, it was like so popular for so long as like the adult comedy, and it like transitioned from, you know, like there was that episode where they switched to 3D, you know, so they were like part of that transition of it too. So it's just like they kind of when especially if you're like an animator trying to get your show on a cable network or whatever, you're kind of just like maybe unconsciously working towards that style
Yeah, you
because
gotta
you
do
want it to
something-
succeed, right?
Yeah, you got to make it almost familiar.
Yeah.
If you
Am I the only one that likes the South Park animation style?
South Park, I think has been, and they've done a good job at upgrading it so that now it's all done on computers.
Yeah.
But it still looks good. It's still, it's still familiar.
Like
Yeah.
the half-ass, it's like almost like a half-ass animation,
Yeah.
but like they do it on purpose.
Or even like sticking around, right? Like,
Yeah, sticking around was cool.
like if you think about, nobody would be trying to do that nowadays. I mean, I guess that was maybe I don't know what like the short cartoons look like, but like that didn't even feel like a short cartoon. It felt like something that you watched a lot, and like that. Yeah, like I think the cartoons we grew up with, there was a lot more experimentation with like the animation style, and that was like the kind of important part of it because it's like the animator was the main voice, and like they were kind of expressing it through their animation. But now it's just about like just creating like something familiar, something like it's a little bit different, you know, whatever, but it's mainly the same. They try to set up the same kind of situations, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we have a sponsor. Let's shout out to our sponsor.
Yeah, shoot to sponsor. This podcast is sponsored by Collective Growers, a boutique cannabis retailer located in Ottawa and Pembroke, featuring an exclusive collection of established and emerging brands. Their selection is carefully curated by their merchandising team to include highly differentiated and distinctive cannabis products. With locations in Ottawa and Pembroke, they are your one-stop shop for your cannabis needs. Visit their dispensary today. So yeah, shouts out Collective Growers.
Shouts out. Collective
Appreciate you
Growers.
guys once again for the sponsor. If you guys are in the Ottawa, Pembroke area, you already heard what I said. Get the loudest.
The loudest loud.
Get the loudest.
Collect your loud.
Collect your loud. But yeah, like we were just talking about, we're here watching this new fucking reboot. If you guys remember Reboot, we've talked about it here before. but-
Reboot. Yeah, Reboot was a revolutionary show
Yes.
in its animation style. That early on, like just at the turn of the millennium.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah, and which is crazy.
Really set the tone for, you know, what kind of prepared us, I think, in a way
Yeah.
for what we would expect with video games and cartoons and just animation in general moving into the new millennium.
Yeah, and now we're watching this trash.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible, man. It's interesting. It's like,
I don't know why it exists because anybody watching this is not gonna even know the old Reboot.
it's because what they're trying to do is they're trying
Are
to,
they just lazy? Like
they're failing to create good new shows.
so they gotta just steal the old shit.
It's like the fucking movies.
Yeah,
You get new movie adaptions of stories, old movies and old stories.
See, this is just
Always
super
coming up.
cheap because they can do the story elements of it with these live action shits, and it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to shoot this shit.
Yeah.
And then they can do the action sequences in animation, which is basically like CGI, so they can whip that shit out in like a day probably.
Mm-hmm.
So like it takes nothing to make these fucking shows, right?
Yeah, and you can just tell.
If you're full animation and you got to tell a story with the animated characters, they actually have to have faces and shit. Like these Reboot characters, when they go in the fucking game or whatever, they just have helmets on, like it's like Power Rangers. So it's not like, think about, you know, how much you related to Bob. Like we're like, where's Bob? Where's Enzo? Where's Dot? Like think about how much we related to them as characters because they had fucking faces and stories. You know, Dot, bro.
Dot. Facts, bro. I forgot about Dot.
Yeah.
All of these characters.
Yeah, it's just weird, man, because they're just trying to make something out of nothing here, and I just don't get it. And this is just another example of shitty Canadian TV.
You see they're doing a live action Powerpuff Girls on the CW.
Yeah, and it's all grown ass.
Yeah, they're like grown now.
They're like 30.
Yeah, and
I'm probably exaggerating. Like 20.
they're like 20 something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
apparently they resent their superhero childhood because it made them lose out on their childhood. So I think that I don't know if there's a trailer or anything. I just kind of read like a little thing on
What the fuck?
Twitter, but it's like, so apparently there are flashbacks of them in costumes, but like when you see who the casting is, just like 3 regular like women. Like
Yeah, they did that with that other one, that fairy show. What was it called? I can't remember.
So they're not kicking ass and doing whatever they do.
I don't know.
They're
I
just
don't
living
think so.
normal lives.
Yeah, I think
But
they're
they've
just-
had a past of being like Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah,
That's fucking lame.
yeah.
What the fuck? That's like if like
I think they're trying to, it's that kind of Riverdale trend of like trying to PG, not 13-ish, but like PG-ish. Their old shows, kind of keep up with the, who was watching it back then and how old they are now. That's kind of what they're trying to pander to us. Like,
Fucking
hey,
chorus.
look, they grew up with you,
Yeah, but it's so late. Like, you didn't grow up with me.
Yeah.
The only cartoon that I've seen like actually grow up with people is like Dora.
Yeah.
And that was like whack.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're redoing Winx Club. If you guys remember that.
Say
not,
word.
Like this is that's the original cartoon, and these are the girls.
That's crazy.
Club. Okay. I don't know that show. I'm trying to.
It was like these cool, fashionable fairy girls that obviously like fight crime and
They
shit.
look like brats.
Yeah, almost.
Kinda
But
look
then
like
they have
that.
this new
Kind
adaptation
of like
that
it was
they're
like a
working on.
combination of like Bratz and like Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
kinda.
if you will.
Sailor
Yeah.
Moon. Or
yeah.
what was that show with the superhero girls that like it was Canadian, I think. I don't remember what it was now.
Which one?
I'm not
It's
gonna
probably Winx Club,
it's
bro.
gonna fly over my head. I don't remember.
I don't know. But yeah, they have these new girls now, and everybody's like, "Yo, these bitches."
I think it was made by the same. I think it was made by the same animators as
I think I know what you're talking about, Martin.
as Martin.
Totally Spies.
Totally
That one.
Spies.
That was my fucking
That one.
show.
That was
that
a
one.
Yo.
That show was
Why are
sick.
they remaking that, bro? That would actually make
that'd be
sense.
cool.
Weren't they kind of older? Like,
They were older. They
Yeah.
were like, I think they're in like high school, maybe a college or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were doing their thing, man.
Yeah.
I had crushes on all those girls, bro. Every single one of them, bro.
that's
Yeah.
when you know you do a good job, right? Like,
Yeah,
when
man.
every character has,
Yeah,
has their thing.
I had a little crush on each girl for a specific reason,
Yeah.
But then you bring in these Winx Club Netflix adaptation girls, and everyone's just like, these girls are losers. They don't know. They don't have no fashion sense. That's what Winx Club was all about. They were like early bad bitches. Like that's what they were.
Early bad.
And now you have some regular ass. Got some regular girls. And we're not dissing regular girls or
No.
anything, but like you can't just do that. But yeah, man, it's just
If Netflix offered you a bag to recreate any show from any cartoon from your childhood, but it has to be live action or
action.
incorporate live action in some way.
That's a good
which one would you want
Shit.
to do?
I have one and you guys don't know. Maybe you've seen it. It's actually it's a movie. Have you guys seen The Iron Giant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old.
I've seen it. I don't
It's
remember
an
it too
old
well, but
animation.
yeah.
It was made
that was
in
a
the.
that was an
It was made in
amazing
the
movie.
'90s.
Amazing movie.
One off, just a one off.
That would be fuck. That would.
I
That's a
think
tearjerker,
I always
too.
imagine like Spielberg making it,
Yeah.
or something like that. After he made Super 8, I'm like that gives me those vibes.
That
or
would
like
be a good
what's his
adaptation.
name? Like
That would be, right?
Guillermo del Toro or something.
Yeah, because it's a giant fucking
Yeah.
metal monster, and he finds it gets it gets launched. It came from space. It
Yeah.
crashes down.
That would look sick,
The
yeah.
military gets involved. The kid, which it has like resemblance to ET, kind of where the kid finds the alien. He's trying to hide it from the government. He's trying to hide. That'd be a fucking great live action movie.
That would be a good
And
one.
I've always thought that. I always wondered why they never made it
That's facts. I never thought
as a
about
live
that.
action, because it'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah. And that was one of my favorite animations. I don't know why I gravitated towards it, but I would always rent it from the Blockbuster down the street from my house. Like every other weekend for like 99 cents. And yeah, back then when you can rent something for 99 cents. It's kind of cool that I'm old enough to say that, because anyone born in the last 10 years can't
Yeah.
say that. or even 20, almost 20 years, can't say that. So
Yeah, it's kind of, you got to kind of remind yourself that was the thing that we did. Like we used to go to Rogers Video and Blockbuster and like rent shit, and
you'd get a VHS for 99 cents. You'd get you can do a video game for like a weekend for like $3. And you get 3-day rental, 1 week rental.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm
Pretty
trying to think of it.
But yeah, that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite, and I haven't watched it in a few years, but I've probably seen it like 25 times. Like, crazy amount of time. Because as a kid, you just keep watching the same thing over and over again.
yeah.
Like all the time. I don't know why, but
Mine would probably be, and this is corny, and I'm still trying to figure out. I can't remember the fucking name of the fucking show, but if you guys remember, it was like a late night Teletoon show. It was those like 3 or 4 like brothers, the superheroes, that they were like all jacked. I can't remember. There's something bros, like the Chin Bro. No, not the Chin Bros.
Wait, it was a late night show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those fucking dude. That show was so
I can't
weird.
remember. Yeah.
I know
That
what
show
you're talking
was
about.
so
Yeah.
weird, yo. The thing is, it didn't have a lot of episodes.
It didn't have a lot of episodes.
I think
yeah.
that show had like 1 season.
Yeah. It had like
'Cause
one,
I would
maybe
always-
like 1.5.
Like they had a solid like 8 episodes.
What was that shit called?
I know exactly what you're talking about, yo. That's
The something bros
Yeah,
or some shit.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Fuck.
I can't. That's what I was trying to look up. I typed in adult. I typed in adult superhero brothers, and then all this porn popped up. So it didn't work out. Something. I feel like there was Chin in it. I can't. Nah. I can't remember. But if I did it, it would be like I want to make it a bit darker. You know?
I know that show was so weird.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I can't fucking remember it. Sorry, guys. We have to look this up because
Yo.
everybody, as long as
Pause
every
the
man knows.
podcast,
Yes,
yo.
everybody,
Was it
everybody
actually
knows.
on Adult Swim or was it a Canadian show? Do you know?
I feel like it was a Canadian show. I don't know though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
For
wrong.
fuck's sake, how do I find the history of programs?
Yes, the ripping. Oh no, it wasn't the bros. Okay, the ripping friends.
Friends.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
yeah, the
yeah,
ripping
The world's
friends.
most manly men. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I knew it was like manly
The
or like
ripping-
something there.
Yeah,
The Ripping Friends.
Yeah, the ripping friends. Never mind. Yeah, it's not the
show
bros or
is
anything
so
like that.
weird, bro.
Yeah, I would do something like that. Maybe a bit darker.
That'd be sick.
But you get, all the
Like
all the
that
jack dudes
with a
in Hollywood.
combination of like whatever, like Watchmen or something. You know?
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
I'd
sick.
do something like that. Maybe a movie instead of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shows can be hard too, right? Like
Yeah, it was Canadian.
with cartoons, they just bang it like whatever. The premise doesn't need to be that deep.
Yeah.
But with shows, it's kind of like you got to figure out especially shows today. If you're setting it to that standard, you got to have like 8 or 10 episodes, and everyone is hard or you know like crazy story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even, and I think Ian's is a great idea. I don't know why they never did
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, dude. Look at
Batman Beyond. Yes.
Batman Beyond's like the best.
The best Batman in my
Yeah.
Is it the best? Okay.
Yeah. I
I,
think
it's
was
the-
just gonna claim it the best, but
Yeah, no, for
My
sure.
favorite.
Definitely the best, yeah.
Bro, he was raving.
That's what I'm saying. He's raving out here with his girl, bro. They're just dancing in the club, and he had a little baddie on him.
Those dance scenes are embedded in my
13
head,
episodes.
bro.
13 episodes, yeah.
yeah, the show aired in not aired. The show September 2001, January 2002.
That makes sense.
Had the
Yeah.
shortest.
I didn't
run.
feel like it lasted that long.
No, because
Yeah, because
I-
it's always the same episode.
It was
Yeah.
always like the same 4 or 5 episodes, and they played it for years after it ended, obviously. And I was always just like, what the hell? Like, why is it the same 5 episodes they always keep replaying?
Okay, but who would you cast as Batman in Batman Beyond?
Dude, oh my god.
I thought
Robert
Beyond?
Pattinson.
I was
yo.
saying, yeah. I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Yo, that would have been sick, bro.
I thought that's what they
Yeah.
were gonna do.
Yeah, I think that would be the one.
Do we have to pick a white dude or?
He was either white or he's like mixed, half Asian.
Yeah,
You know,
I think in this situation it's okay. I don't mind keeping Batman
We
Batman
can-
Beyond white.
we can keep him white.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't mind that much.
But
Okay.
yeah, a sick Batman Beyond. I even like. I could possibly even see a Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Possibly. I don't know how swaggy
Well,
he
people
is.
thought that was, and then he ended up being Robin.
Yeah, he ended up being Robin. But he would be a good Robin-ish or like Nightwing character.
Yeah. Yeah, who's like swaggy,
Who's swaggy, cool,
like young. Yeah, I wouldn't say like Chalamet because I don't think he has it like that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
No, yeah, definitely not. I don't know. Who's cool these days?
Yeah, like
bro?
who's sick, you know?
Who's sick and not old? 'Cause I
Yeah.
feel like anyone who's like popular is old now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all 45
even
and up.
even if you think about Robert Pattinson, he's getting there too. You know,
He's still getting up there in age. Like,
yeah, he's like what now? Like 30 something, 30,
Mid-30s,
33 probably, or some shit like that.
Yeah, Twilight was what, like 10, almost 15 years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Somebody, I thought you were gonna say something.
I had shit in my mouth.
Yeah, he's just thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys let us know though. You guys let us know who would be a good Batman beyond Batman.
Yeah.
And then you could keep Ben Affleck or whoever
Man's gotta make
as the old Batman.
Man's gotta write that on our Insta story right now. Who would make a good Batman?
Yeah.
Do it on the break. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a sick one. But I don't know. There's also not too many other shows that I can think of.
And I think a Teen Titans live action might be cool too.
A Teen Titans one would be interesting. I would just hope they do it right.
Yeah, it'd have to be like very right though.
I was watching. I don't know why it was just on my screen for some reason, and the new Teen Titans is so garbage.
Go.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's just for kids. It's
a comedy now.
My nephew loves it. It's like I get it. It's like I would watch it if I was a kid too. It's like a cocaine
It's
show.
not-
You know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
You know when there's just those crack rock shows you had as kids where you just throw them on and they're just very fucking fast. Yeah, you know, like
Like I feel like
like
when we were watching cartoons, there's some of the shows, not all of them, but there was some plot. Like,
yeah.
And that's what Teen Titans was one of them. I was like, yo, this shit's getting real.
Like the one the episode I was kind of watching was like Beast Boy had like a crush on what's her name, the one with the hood,
Raven.
That's
and
my
then,
girl still.
and then Robin has a crush on Starfire. Starfire doesn't know, but they kept it with the same. I'm pretty sure in the original Teen Titans,
It was
they had the same kind of like love interest.
Yeah.
There, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Even now that they're kind of keeping similar plot lines, but
there is like I watched a few episodes. There is like some satire, like they do reference.
It's not the worst.
Show.
I've seen it. Yeah,
and they do know what they're working in. Like they know that it's just like a very goofy version of.
Yeah.
So they kind of make fun of the fact that they used to be very serious and now they're just kind of goofy, especially because it's all the same voice cast too. So
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, and then what else? Cyborg like Jinx, the villain, whatever. I was like, okay, I remember all that being true in the original. Again, for that one, I don't like the animation style as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's more. Yeah, you're right. It's more like cartoony pop art. Less. The old one was like more of a comic book.
Yeah. They did it so that they could. I swear there's like 200 episodes or something, and like they did it just so they could have this. It's like supposed to be a syndication show type of thing where you throw it on. It can be on in the morning. It can be on. I swear to God, every time I turn on the TV, it's on. Like
it's one of those ones you could like.
I'm just not gonna accept any kid that's watching that now who grows up and who's in like their 20s, maybe late 20s, and if you ever bring up that Teen Titans or any of your shit shows that you guys are watching right now,
like as iconic.
I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah.
As iconic, yeah.
I'll be what, like 45, 50? I'm beating your ass. Like, how dare
we
you?
don't bring. I mean, there weren't too many shows that we watched that weren't hitters, but like
Sound
we
like
don't
old
bring
heads.
those up. You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We're gonna sound like old heads.
You don't
like,
hear
real
us bringing
shit.
up Caillou, bro.
Yeah.
oh god.
Unless we're shitting on it.
I did like that show as a child.
Don't kill me.
I did like that show as a child.
jokes.
I don't know why.
Caillou.
I don't know. Maybe I was a brat. I have no idea.
Don't kill me.
But and I resonated with him. You know.
But yeah, I definitely do feel like an old head in those moments because I remember even my cousin. Like I used to watch like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and shit, and my cousin would be like, "Yo, you don't know shit about Teenage Mutant." And now I feel like that guy, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm right. You know.
Yeah.
Because he was watching the one from the 80s or
Yeah, he's watching some older shit. You know. He's like, you
original.
don't even know about Teen Titans and shit like that. So I was just like, yo, I get it, but I don't know. Like, there's no way. And what was it? I saw a post on Twitter the other day, and it was like, you know, those ones where they're like, oh, if you'd ever watched these shows, you never had a childhood. And it was like some weird ass Disney / Family Channel shows that are on like right now, and then everybody's roasting. Everyone's like, when were you born? Like, these shows are garbage, bro. It's so fucking hilarious. It's like shit like this, like, no,
Yeah, like whatever this is, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like,
what is this?
I don't know. We're just too
this
old.
is the combo of shit, right?
We're too old. I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh yeah, this is like a This is a commercial.
This looks like it could
This
be
is
one show.
YTV's all-star lineup, bro.
Yeah, garbage. Fam Fun Fridays.
Go away, unicorn. Oh God.
the fuck stacked.
Pray
TV?
for the children, man.
Real shit.
I don't know, man.
This is probably one of the only like goodish shows that is out. I haven't really watched Gravity Falls.
I heard good things,
but
yeah.
I've heard good things about it and their relations to, I believe, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, there's a
Easter
solid
eggs and shit.
Cartoon Network like Steven Universe and
Steven Universe for sure.
have you seen We Bare Bears? That one's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like these are the
Adventure
last
Time,
of those shows that are kind of good, you know.
Adventure Time was like, it's just sometimes I think about like what if I was a kid growing up watching it, but I'm also kind of happy that we were adults.
Yeah,
when I was like 18, when we started watching it, or
appreciate
whatever. Like
so much more.
Yeah. Because there's so like sometimes you throw on an episode, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot how like philosophical or like deep they got into it. Like and then I'm like, what would be going through my head if I was a kid?
Yeah, you wouldn't need to take.
But it's also it's kind of same shit. Like when you're watching like Pinky and the Brain, there's probably shit that was flying over our heads.
Over our heads for sure.
Pinky and the Brain is like a fucking amazing show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
That shit came back, right? Animaniacs. I watched a couple of new episodes.
There's some new shit.
Yeah,
Pinky and the Brain is fucking.
They're just trying to make it for the younger generation so that you can kind of relate to people. But
that was such a like because there's the Animaniacs and then there's that good decision, bad decision, and like just that variety type of shit was so sick.
Yeah, I miss the old days. Man, I'm old, eh? I'm an old head now. Sucks. It is what it is, though.
I was typing in my age for something for some website or whatever, and then I realized how much I needed to keep scrolling. I'm like,
yeah,
oh fuck,
disgusting,
bro.
Eh?
Yeah,
it's sickening almost.
Even like simply, and even I'm getting up there now, almost 25. You go to like a club and everyone's like 20.
Yeah, you see people.
You're like, the fuck? I'm like a solid like 5, 7, 6, 7 years older than these people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
or when I'm
then
finding
the
out,
majority.
or I'm finding out my like cousins are going to clubs. And I'm like,
yeah.
Like all age clubs?
not even all age. I'm like,
How old? Which
they're
club?
like 18 now. They're like
cousins?
legal. They're fine. Like I shouldn't have an issue with it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can
What the fuck are you
can
doing
drink
here?
with them, like
Yeah, because I knew what mans other mans were trying to do and doing.
yeah.
That's just disgusting. Oh my god. But yeah, you know, that's just life, yo. That's what happens when you just get old, and you just have to accept that shit's gonna be different, you know, and the younger generation is just gonna fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just like it's
for
funny,
real.
we always think they are because of how different they are. But
No, but like
they're usually all right.
the people before us, they were looking at us
It's
like,
like
yo,
we're-
these
yo,
guys,
these guys are wasted.
they're just gonna fuck around, yeah, and they just gotta learn. That's it. You
Yeah,
realize that you
yeah.
just gotta learn through that time period.
That's all.
There
it
are
is.
some people who sadly don't get out of that phase. They're in their 30s and 40s and they're still like pretending that it's like their 20s or whatever. But
Yeah.
It's crazy how much just 3 years difference can drastically change the way you grow up. Like we entered a time where technology was rapidly growing so fucking fast. Like within literally our lifetime, our lifetime up until this date, technology is essentially, exponentially grown faster than any other time in human history.
Yeah.
Literally in our lifetimes right now, and like just simply 3 years, we've experienced so much difference. Like kids, 3 years before us at our age didn't have iPhones, and then we got iPhones, and then kids after us already had iPhones way before us. And like just as an example,
well,
Yeah,
iPhones
just,
is
like, simply
iPhones is
different.
like the big, I think, transition.
I like
for
to
us.
think that's where like
Steve Jobs
technology
really
starts.
changed the world.
Yeah. I know. Like the
Steve Jobs and Soulja Boy really changed. My bad, I meant to fix that. They really changed the world.
Soulja Boy founded YouTube, and Steve
And,
Jobs started-
electricity.
and electricity. He founded Drake. He
All
found Drake.
facts, yeah. And then Steve Jobs put it in our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want to go.
Exactly.
Jesus, man. It's just crazy to think about. Because, like, what do you think it's going to look like, you know, when our kids are young? I wonder when my kid's going to ask for their phone. Like grade 1.
Or if the phone's like already
Or
in
if
their,
it's,
in
can
their
I get
head
that
already,
chip,
you know?
Daddy? Can I get the brain chip?
The brain
The fuck
chip.
are you talking about? You
Brain
crazy?
chip. They already have the brain chip. Did you see the photo of Elon Musk tweeted with the monkey playing Pong
Oh, yeah, I saw that shit.
through the fucking brain chip?
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Jeez.
It's happening, man. This shit's all real, bro.
He's playing Pong with his brain, bro.
People think that future is far, bro. No, the way technology is moving, this shit's right around the corner, man. We're gonna be probably talking about, you know, advancements in that brain chip in the next 2-3 years.
By episode like 300.
Yeah, something like that. We might even have Elon on
Yeah.
talking through our chips that we have. It's crazy.
Smoking that collective growers.
Yeah, smoking that collective growers. Shots at collective growers.
Import it to
Yeah, exactly.
us.
But yeah, man. A couple things we have to touch on before we get even deeper into the pod. We just, did our little freestyle thing at the beginning here. DMX officially passed, so he passed literally the next day.
Dude, yeah, when that pod dropped, well, it hasn't even dropped yet. Well, it's dropped when you guys hear this, but
Yeah.
Anyways, it's so confusing to explain that because I'm talking about the future and the past. Anyways, he did pass away. Like right after we recorded that.
Yeah. So RIP DMX. Prayers to his family and everybody out there. Oh shit, Kevin. Jeez.
You remember? I don't know.
Yo!
Speaking of the old heads, bro, I don't know if man's remember.
That's what they need to bring back.
Yo, he's in this game.
Def Jam
Vendetta. I have this game too on PlayStation 2.
Yep.
You had the GameCube version? Okay.
I think I played it on GameCube.
I have it. I literally have it in my room, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'll show you next time. It's under my bed.
Yeah, Def Jam
on PS2.
Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York.
I can't find Fight for New York, but it's like $100 on eBay. Like that one.
No way.
It's a collector's item.
That's a classic, bro.
Yeah. This one I found on eBay for like 20 or 30 or something.
Bro, WWE Eat Your Heart Out. Those were the best.
Well, it's the same engine.
Yeah,
but
same
it's
engine,
just so cool because it's like fucking
rappers
rappers, right?
and
Like
shit.
yeah.
I liked WWE games. There's a point where I just fell off them, just because I didn't really like wrestling anymore. Mm-hmm. WWE games were sick.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Different tangent.
But yeah, so yeah, RIP DMX.
Yeah.
We also, I'm just going to touch on this. There's no need for us to really talk about this.
Yeah.
Same shit last year. Dante Wright, shot by an officer. Officers thought her gun was a taser.
Her gun was a taser.
She thought it was a taser, and she shot and killed him.
Yeah.
The cop did?
Yes.
Oh, the cop was a woman.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the cop was a woman. She pulled out what she thought was her taser and shot this kid, and now he is dead. She got charged with second-degree manslaughter.
And also resigned, right? And I think the police chief resigned as well.
Yep, and this is where Minnesota. Again.
I read that on somebody post on Instagram that George Floyd's girlfriend was Dante Wright's teacher.
Yep.
Because it's all in Minneapolis.
It's all happening in the same place.
Yeah.
So, once again, a failure in the police system. Hey, I still stand by it. No need to say it. But fuck the police. She's out on $100K bail, and she got out of that.
Yeah,
in
she
6
got
hours
that.
or something like that, which is crazy. $100K. And it's funny. There's some lawyers actually making some comments as well online saying that they've had clients that have done something similar. So they've been obviously not to a cop, but to other people. And they have never been out on $100K bail in 6 hours. They've been locked in jail or holding or whatever for months upon months before they were able to even get a hearing. So, the clear divide here happening in the world. No need to really talk on it really much. RIP Dante Wright.
You guys watching the trial, the Chauvin trial? Because they're televising it, all of it.
No, I have not, actually.
They're recording like most of it.
Oh, yeah?
On CNN or, all
I heard
major ones.
Heard one of the police involved in Breonna Taylor's murder has got a book deal as well.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. I mean...
What?
Yeah. I like, the only thing I hope is that, I didn't even see what... Like, I hope they don't make money off of it, but it is interesting to see what the story... comes of it for this person who is somehow free.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But the story, the trial is being televised. I've watched a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. The only part I caught was the Chauvin's defense was they're questioning the autopsy doctor, the one that did the Floyd's autopsy, and it seems to me that the main line of defense that Chauvin's defense has is they're attacking Floyd's health in the sense where they think he was like he was in.
I remember hearing this.
Yeah, well, he's like in bad. His heart was in bad shape.
Didn't they say there was like carbon monoxide? I heard some.
There's a bunch of mumbo jumbo science
in the car.
A bunch of bullshit, and they like to bring up the fact that he did meth.
So dumb.
And all these other things. Luckily, it's not a jury. It's the judges deciding. Jury would definitely get him. Chauvin would be out like free if it was a fucking jury. Juries love cops, typically. But yeah, like it's just like I don't like their defense just seems so shit, and that's a good thing though that it is shit because I don't think this is my prediction. I don't think Chauvin's gonna get second degree. Unfortunately, I think he's gonna get the third degree. I don't think he's walking free.
Yeah,
that would be fucking. That'd be another riot essentially. Like if he was just walking out free after this with nothing.
That's funny, just the timing.
No charging. No charges. But yeah, I feel like manslaughter is very likely, but the second degree might be pushing it, unfortunately.
Yep.
They just have to prove intent, and there's a lot of bullshit going on in the courtroom.
Yeah.
I don't know if the intent's going to be proven. But the manslaughter would get him like what, fucking 5 years with possibility of parole, which he'd likely get. And that's like what the fuck is gonna happen.
I don't know how manslaughter is, bro. There's no way that on either side, if I was defense or prosecutor, there'd be no way at some point in the court I would just be like, what the fuck are we doing right now, right? Like we all know what's going on. Like we all saw the video. We all like
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm looking at his defense lawyer and he's probably getting a fat bag for this in some way.
Yeah.
But
they have to. That's why the defense lawyers are there. They got to get the bags, you know. Because they're just like, I'm putting.
But
my
I'm
name on the
this
line.
man's defending the guilty as. I mean, it's kind of like the OJ case.
Yeah.
But OJ beat the case.
Debatable.
That's different. So he's innocent.
Debatable as well.
He's
debatable.
OJ's innocent. Even though we all know he did it, OJ's innocent, bro. So you can't say shit.
OJ's an anomaly and fucking. Oh my god.
I always loved Dave Chappelle's, when he did his stand up and he was talking about all the times he met OJ.
That shit was so
It's
jokes,
so hilarious.
bro. Yeah.
And like, what was it by like the second or third time? He's like, that nigga did it.
Yeah.
The first two times he's like, oh, I'm unsure of it. He never could have done it.
Just the way
last
he
time
is.
he's like, yeah, he did it. But yeah, man, that's jokes. Other news, basketball news, Jamal Murray injury. I forgot to look up. Did they say what it was? Do you know, Kevin?
ACL.
Yeah. That's horrible. I'm just shouting him out because he's Canadian, so hopefully I don't even know, man. You're probably out for a year, the rest of the season and probably into next year.
Yeah, they said I think best case is either 4 to 6 months, or worst case is like it's a full recovery, and that's like a year thing.
Yeah, that's one of the most painful injuries I've seen in a little while in the last couple of years. We've seen a lot, but that one he just looked fucking distraught. So. Yeah,
this was a bad year for injuries.
Yeah, for real.
I think it was there's a lot of weird things going. Like it's a short schedule, and like a lot more games are being played and shit. Like Jason Tatum is saying that I think he had COVID like 3 months ago, and he's still recovering, and he uses an inhaler before games now. Like he never used it before.
That sucks.
So like, yeah, and think about I don't know how many I don't know if anyone's keeping track, but I don't know how many players had COVID and shit. Like Towns talked about it too, like how it's weird, like it's hard to get back into shape and.
Well, Towns, I feel like he had it the worst.
Towns has had one of the worst years of any person,
especially with just COVID, and that's it sucks because everything was fine, and then just COVID happened.
Yeah,
and his mom passed, and all this crazy shit was just.
I think 7 of his relatives. I think
that's fucking just horrible. So I feel bad for all those guys, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day, unfortunately. But
thank you, thank you all for
just continuing to do your thing,
entertaining and
So
really like sports has been one of the things that's really kept things feeling kind of because nobody's dropping music, nobody's dropping movies, bro. Like
exactly,
very few movies and music, can't go out and consume any of that as well.
And going off the health, Lamarcus Aldridge just retired. Today.
Yeah. That was crazy.
So that was wild, and he was talking about just having irregular irregular heartbeat, which is serious, obviously. So you can never fault a man for saying, like my heart is a problem. There's way more important things than a championship.
That was like Chris Bosh had to retire too because I think it was like blood clots or something. So
that's why Chris Bosh stopped playing.
That must be the hardest thing where it's like not to say like when you get like that like you destroy your knee or you destroy your neck or your back, it's like okay you're not playing anymore. But when it's shit like. Yeah, you have an irregular heartbeat. Like you could play, but like at any time, who knows what's gonna happen?
What could happen? And that's just the mystery behind that.
Yeah,
that could be your end.
Yeah, health comes first.
At the end of the day. So yeah, those are the main things I wanted to touch on. Just, prayers to everybody out there, man. I just found out one of my friends has COVID today on Instagram. I was oh shit. So I just hit them up. I'm like, because they live down the street from me. I was like, yo, let me know if you need anything. If you're just locked up, just if you need me just to deliver you a Starbucks, or an Uber, just let me know. Hit me up,
Yeah.
Because this is just fucking with people. So yeah, that's all the main news we had to touch on today, folks. Now let's get into the shits. Where shall we begin? Let's start with me and Ian. We watched a couple movies this week. Let's start with Tenet.
So we reacted to Tenet.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out on the channel soon.
That'll come out in a week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually technically my second time, but let's just say the first time I didn't really watch it.
Yeah.
Long story, whatever. I think I've already explained it on the pod. Basically, I'm not gonna explain the story again. Let's just go into Tenet. Tenet is a fucking, and I've seen a lot of people talk about Tenet and say this is like a fucking Hollywood masterpiece in its own right.
Understandably.
And I'm like that's debatable. It's debatable. It's definitely, that movie is not for the weak.
Yeah. You can't watch that with just anybody.
This movie, yes, you can't watch it with anybody, because if someone unfortunately is not going to understand, if someone doesn't understand it that you're watching, it might get annoying, because they're just going to probably be like, what the hell is going on? They're going to get bored or not, because this is a movie that you could probably, if you don't understand what's going on, you might actually just turn it off. I can see that happening. Not because it's bad, but because it just like flies over. I could fly over a lot of people's heads. This movie is not for the weak. This movie will make you think. Mm-hmm. It'll make you sweat. Mm-hmm. It'll give you a headache. My brain almost exploded halfway through.
Yeah, Ian was really going through it.
There's times where you think you think you're caught up and you think you understand the story, and then they throw another scene that's out of context, and you're like, okay, I'm lost again.
Yeah.
Fuck, I just caught up. Took me 30 minutes to catch up, and I'm gone again. I lost it. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie to watch. For me, it tests your IQ. Go on. Yeah.
For me, I feel like I got and I understood most of it. Like I was telling you, I think I got like 77% of it understood. I would just need another rewatch just to kind of maybe digest other certain parts that were kind of confusing to me. Because this movie, and we said it in our reaction, it's like Interstellar and Inception.
Yeah.
But another level up. Like it's an intermediate level of those movies and understanding,
Yeah.
Because you're working with time, you're working with this and that, and
you're working with kind of like time and alternate reality or whatever,
if you will, yeah,
in its own right.
It's a trip. It's a fucking trip. I can understand why people say it's a modern day classic or masterpiece or whatever, because if you really do think about some of the concepts and things that they were working about and being able to translate that into a movie.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could come up with how we would do this. You know what I mean?
Like just the simple writing process of writing this film.
Yeah.
Was just
I feel like that's
absolutely genius.
Yeah, genius in itself.
To come up with this, I don't know where the hell Nolan. I don't think Nolan and his brother wrote it, because they usually write most of their movies.
I think it was Nolan.
Just Nolan.
I think it was just Christopher. I think
by himself is even crazier.
It was him and some scientists, because he asked him about the whole.
Yeah. He always consults like a scientist.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like you could prove most of this with science, but he was like, don't think about it too hard though, because he's like, this is one of those movies where I don't want you to think about it too hard. He's like, I did my research. It was handled. I had an actual scientist work with me on this script. There are some things that even us couldn't figure out.
There's fucking fiction in it. To say this movie is 100% reality is false. There's fiction within this, but it's based on true science with a bit of fiction mixed in between, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same, and that was the same with Interstellar. Interstellar was there's a lot of science backed by science and a lot of the details, but then there was also definitely some fiction going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With the whole like. In the end, when he's stuck in that room, like that, come on, like
that's just real, bro.
No, it's not. That's like some fiction shit.
We all have a bookcase.
Yeah, like, that's fiction. It's one of McConaughey's best roles.
It is.
Leave him alone.
It is. I just love that part. Yeah. That Murph hits, bro.
Yeah.
The
That
Murph,
brings a tear to your eye.
the Murph hits. The Murph hits. We make fun, but when you're watching it, you're
No,
like,
that's why. Yeah, that's why it's so
That's
good.
why it hits, bro.
yeah.
because we make fun of it because we know how sad it is.
Yeah, it's really sad.
So we're just lightening the mood here.
Yeah.
But back to Tenet. Tenet is it's like Inception's big brother. I called it. It's a trip, man.
Yeah.
It's a trip, and there's fiction. Like, we could go into the details of it if you want.
I was going to just talk on the same things I was saying last time. John David Washington, fucking amazing acting in that movie.
Yeah.
He felt like the first black James Bond I've ever encountered.
There was
like,
James Bond-esque
Yeah, he was just...
performance or character traits from his character.
Yeah, man. He just did an amazing job. And I didn't know at the time we were watching the movie that he was Denzel Washington's son. This is my first movie I've ever watched with him before. And
To be honest, I don't know what he's been in before.
He was in Ballers.
Some low-key,
Rock show.
more low-key roles, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Ballers? Say word.
And then he was in Black Klansman. And
That came out before?
I think so.
I think before.
Pretty soon before, though. Like,
Yeah, like recently
the
before.
year before. Or something like that.
And then he's in that movie with
Zendaya,
Zendaya.
yeah.
That everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I looked at that and I was like, I don't think
I'm not watching
Yeah.
that. I don't
all
care.
his movies are within the last 5 years, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like a football player or something before.
he's new on. Yeah, he's a football player. He's new on the scene. But he did fucking amazing, way better than I thought he was gonna do because, like we were saying, I think we said this last time in the last pod about we were talking about Christopher Nolan movies and how it's always the same actors. This is one of those movies where he had a different cast mostly. So I was going into a little, skeptical because I'm like, we saw Dunkirk. Dunkirk was cool, but with all the new actors, it was kind of like, okay, interesting,
Yeah. This was better than Dunkirk.
Yeah, he did fucking amazing in that movie. It was weird. Like, he was like so Denzel-y, but not Denzel.
He was kind of like Denzel.
He was like, there was moments where I'm like, yo, this guy. Because I was thinking, I'm like, yo, this guy his voice, the way he talks is like Denzel, bro. And
He's
it was
just a cool dude. In the
yeah,
movie.
he's just cool as fuck. Like
I understand he's doing like the Keanu Reeves kind of thing, I like to call it, where he's always kind of mumbling.
I feel you, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
just
feel you, like that little sexy ass.
Yeah, like he's never he never gets excited. Like he's just like, hey, what's up?
He's like, yeah, what's good?
Says, yeah, we got to go back with Tenet. We got to get the Tenet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was surprised that white girl didn't fall for him still.
Oh yeah, true.
I was surprised. Yo,
Why?
she held her own, bro, because white women love a man like that, bro.
She was like twice his height too.
Doesn't matter. He could have beat, bro.
No, that woman was tall, bro. She was
was
like
tall,
She's like
tall.
6 feet at least.
She was tall.
And unless Denzel Washington's son's really short.
No, she was tall as fuck. She's like model.
Yeah, she was like
Material.
she was like 5'10", 6 feet.
No, she looked like she was like 6'3".
And Denzel's son is probably like 5'10".
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
It was jokes though. But yeah, amazing movie. We don't have to talk about it too long, but yeah, amazing movie overall. I think everybody did a great job in that movie. And yeah, definitely, if you haven't watched it yet, take the time to watch it if you're into those types of movies. If you can't, if you had a hard time with Inception and Interstellar, don't bother. Just leave it alone. If you watch Memento, just leave it alone.
Or what I recommend is watch it, but the first time, don't sweat if you don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I didn't fully understand. Also, kind of, dropped in and out of the fucking movie, so I just missed a bunch of scenes. And if you miss a scene or two in this movie, you're gonna be probably lost.
Yeah.
For most of it. But yeah, watch the movie, and just don't stress about understanding it, and just watch it, and then probably watch it again in a couple weeks, and then you'll probably pick up on more things the second time around.
Yeah.
And you should be okay. Like if you were to watch it again, you'd probably
That's what I'm gonna
way
do.
better understanding.
Yeah, that's why I
what's
can't
going
wait
on,
to
right?
edit it because I'm just gonna watch it again.
Yeah, exactly.
So it should be fun. We also watched Ip Man as well, which me and Kevin have seen. Ian's first time watching Ip Man, and I haven't watched Ip Man, the first one, at least, in a long fucking time.
Yeah, I barely remember that one.
Yeah, I barely remembered. I remember like I remembered most of it. up until a certain point, and I was like, oh yeah, shit, oh yeah, fuck, this happens.
Yeah, I think they kind of all blend together after a certain point.
After a certain point. Like,
Yeah.
and now I'm thinking about it, I can't even remember what happens in the second one, but I just remember the second one was fire.
Yeah.
I remember I liked the second one more than the first one.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the third or the fourth, so I'm excited to check those ones out because the third one is the one with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I thought it was the fourth one. But yeah, we checked out Ip Man, which was and just another great watch. Good movie overall. You know, it's like a nice, and it was shorter compared to what we've been watching recently. Just under 2 hours, just over an hour and a half area, so like 140-ish. And yeah, it was sick. It was cool to remember that this was like Donnie Yen's breakout. No, I wouldn't say breakout, but this was like his first role where he was like that guy.
Yeah.
You know, because before he was just getting his ass kicked by like Jackie Chan and Jet Li and everybody.
Yeah.
Right. When I watched the movie,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what I was going into when I watched the movie, but I did like the good contrast between fiction and the history behind what's going on.
Yeah.
With the Chinese and the invasion of China, Japanese invaded China, pre World War II, and then showing the contrast and the deterioration of their town. You know, in the beginning it was very bright, very colorful. You know, everything was flourishing. You know, you had all the schools doing what they're doing.
Yeah, the martial
Of course,
arts
you had
schools.
a couple. You had a couple bad guys come in and out. You know, like the first bad guy in the first
the dude that came through to beat all the teachers.
first chapter.
But even that is just it's in a respectable fashion at least.
Yeah. And that's what that first half. That's what it dealt like. That's what we said.
I
It
never
was, like,
thought he
all
was
with honor.
He wasn't like an evil dude. He was just like trying to be top dog.
He was trying to be a teacher.
It was all competitive at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
he was kind of a dick, but he was a competitive dick. Whatever. And then shit happens. Japan invades, and then you see the deterioration of this town and its people, and literally the Chinese culture being stripped from these people, and they're being forced to live in this like occupied China. Japan's occupying them, and it shows the reality, and it shows like how Ip Man was like the master martial arts person in the town, and he's after that being stripped away, he's just like everyone else, like just living in shambles essentially.
Yeah, but the cool thing was, even when he was down bad, everybody fucked with him still. Like,
there was still
anybody that saw him was like, oh shit, yo, Ip Man.
Yeah, but they were almost like, I could tell, and I noticed this, or it was just subtle, and maybe I was thinking it, like, I always thought like they were thinking, well, wow, like this guy is literally down. He's just like us. Like,
Well, facts, yeah, I feel
you know, like fuck, like he's shoveling coal like me. You know,
This plays that role so well too. Of like the guy who's the sickest guy, but then he's like, if a man looks at him, he's like, wait, you're on this. We're both poor together. It's like, that's how it is.
He's like, it's cool because he's just like a down to earth.
He was so humble about it.
Humble,
too.
Humble, honest guy.
His character was so humble about it. He's like, yeah, I gotta feed my family, so I'm gonna shovel coal, like. You know, and then a bunch of things happen, and people are, unfortunately murdered for no apparent reason, which then, Ip Man does it does strike a bit of a flame in his.
He finds out what he kind of learns what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
The whole time, which was what everybody was kind of telling him to do, which was become a martial arts teacher, and the whole time he was never kind of interested in it.
He almost gave up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I would say he almost gave up on it until, he kind of learned that that's the best way for him to actually be useful to his community.
Was to teach.
Teach them how to defend themselves.
Yeah,
and stuff
self-defense.
I never understood. They didn't really explain why he didn't like to teach.
It's not that he didn't like it. He just never really was interested, I don't think. And the one question I have was how he came across his money and stuff like that, because he lived pretty nice compared to other people.
That's true.
That's one thing. It's probably in his, like, we just have to read something on that, but I always wondered how he came across that. It's probably handed down or some shit.
A crazy house, yeah.
Yeah, he had like one of the sickest houses.
He was very wealthy. I thought it was because he was just a successful like teacher, but then he ended up not being a teacher.
Yeah, at all.
So I was just like, oh, well, how did he make the money? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But either way, Either way, even with all the shit that he had, he always said, "Yo, money's not a problem for me. Like, I'm just."
Yeah.
He's like, I'd rather care about, I'd rather just do other shit, And all he wanted to do is, basically what we want to do is just do our thing and just,
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
like that's all I care about doing,
Yeah.
And just have his little family and that's it, But it's cool, it's cool seeing the story of this guy become a legend.
Yeah.
Basically. He was already kind of a legend and then now becoming a worldwide legend, the teacher of Bruce Lee and shit like that. So,
and it's great too because like there are real stories about him, but then there's also places where you can fill in the gaps, and then that's where movies like this can take advantage. Because when you have to do like there's certain like historical movies where people are just criticizing, oh, this wasn't real, this didn't happen, because there's just so much fucking shit written about it, so you can't really please everybody because you gotta if it wasn't true, but like we gotta make a story here,
Yeah, exactly.
or like we gotta fit it to what we can film or whatever. But with this, it's like these types of stories, that type of time period, it's like you can kind of use the fact that it is kind of like this legend and he was this legendary figure, and like you don't really know the true events,
stories and events that actually happened, but
It's true. Kind of like Bruce Lee. A little
exactly,
bit.
I like
and
Bruce
then
Lee.
I didn't know the parallels between him and Bruce Lee. I didn't know he taught Bruce Lee. I learned that after.
Yeah. He was reading because while we were taking one of our breaks, he was reading which movie, the fourth one or something like that.
I think he was in the fourth.
And I was reading the
the
characters, and like Bruce Lee's in the fourth one.
And I'm like, yo, stop reading.
Not the actual Bruce Lee, but like a guy who plays Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And then we find out at
I think
the
the
very
end of the
end.
second one, like a kid Bruce Lee
Yeah,
pulls
kid
up
Bruce Lee
some,
pulls
right?
up, yeah. So it's gonna be. I'm excited, yo. But yeah, even just Bruce Lee, yo, it's just a legend, bro.
Yeah.
Like fuck. And you don't even think about. People consider Bruce Lee the greatest all-time martial artist ever. And you never really think about where you learned that shit.
Yeah.
So it's cool to actually get that background on Ip Man. Because I remember when I was younger and I watched Ip Man for the first time, I did not know shit about him. I was just looking for a new martial arts movie to watch. And then I learned this whole story.
It makes the legend of Bruce Lee better.
It makes it even better.
He
It's
learned
sicker.
from this even like more unknown legend.
This nigga shut down 10 people. He broke how many Japanese dudes' arms and legs in the process. And he also taught Bruce Lee, And the only reason why he taught Bruce Lee was because he had to go through all of this shit to find out he had to become a teacher. That's just full circle on shit. It's
and then it culminates with like his best student kind of thing. Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
amazing, so amazing, just so amazing. So yeah, I'm excited to revisit the second one and then check out the third and fourth movie in time, for sure. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Ip Man or any of those movies, make sure you guys check them out for sure. Good, good little history lesson and just entertaining as fuck. Some good fight scenes. And yeah. Also, what did me and Ian do this week? We played Left 4 Dead 2.
A game that I literally grew up on. It was made in 2009. I played the first and the second one. Dude, I played that game. I have hundreds, if not maybe even thousands of hours.
Millions of hours.
I have a lot of time in those games, both on PC and I had it on 360. And yeah, dude, that game just brings back a bit of my childhood, a little bit of my later childhood. We're talking like middle school, high school times. And it was all around good time. Good stream.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You like the game, right?
Yeah, me and Kevin used to run that shit all the fucking time. So it was always a good time running Left 4 Dead. So
yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game, and like I was telling you before, there's a new one coming out, Back 4 Blood.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to come out in June, but they pushed it back to October because video games and whatnot, making sure the shit's good. So yeah, hopefully that game follows up and is actually good.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to have like a newer version of it that is at least, kind of updated. Even though Left 4 Dead 2, I would say honestly the graphics and shit like that, they hold up. They're pretty good even to this day. Like I didn't really it wasn't anything that was jarring.
There's something about Valve graphics, and they all have this similar look. They just age so well.
Yeah, for sure.
Portal and Team Fortress and
Facts. I forgot Portal. Shit.
You know what I mean? Like these games, and Valve's never had like the most realistic graphics, and that's just been their style. But I've always noticed that it's just aged really well.
Yeah, for sure.
They just make great games. Unfortunately, they don't make enough games.
Yeah, exactly.
They're one of those companies that well, you know what? They're busy doing other things nowadays, like running Steam, and they're doing all these other things.
Oh yeah, true. They run Steam. I forgot.
They're like, yeah, it's just like more than just games
Yeah,
now
they
for
do.
them. But unfortunately, they don't make enough.
They run the
games.
game,
but
basically.
they've made some of the best games
Yeah, facts.
made in next gen consoles.
So yeah, we thought about it, folks. Kevin came up with it. He figured it out. If there was some way for us to go back in time,
I think this is the right way to do it. Yeah.
grab 90s Leo
Yeah.
Yeah, like right after
Titanic.
Titanic.
right
yeah.
after literally the day after they finished shooting.
Like the second he fell in that water and drowned and froze to death. Yeah,
He
Dye his hair black.
He travels to an alternate universe and becomes Batman.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond, technically.
yeah.
Yeah, we think that
They
definitely
combine storylines. Like he's this kid
Yes.
who was trapped. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy, man.
He was trapped in an iceberg. It's like a combination of Avatar.
Trapped in an
It's like
iceberg.
a combination of Avatar, Titanic, and Batman Beyond.
That's fucking hilarious. Trapped in an iceberg, yo. Batman thaws him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. After fighting Mr. Freeze.
Who's trying to resurrect the Titanic iceberg?
We gotta write this movie.
Yeah.
We gotta write this.
We gotta
movie.
hit up. What is his name? Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta hit up the boy Bruce about that.
And Glenn Murakami,
Yeah,
bro.
Glenn, yeah, Murakami, yeah. Shit, man. Yeah, if anybody wants to talk about the Batman Beyond adaptation, we might have to get that in works. It's part of the umbrella.
Yeah.
Hey,
That might have to be the first big project, bro.
yeah, it might have to be. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that, guys.
I think if we were to ever do like, you know how the director always gets their this is their mainstream kind of movie or role or whatever. Like I think that would be our mainstream plug.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. That'd be sick. But yeah, Ian has some.
That's one of those like top, those like info things that get fed into your algorithm. I mean, I guess on Instagram, it just depends on like what you consume on Instagram. But basically, let's just say you have 4 pills, okay? Which pill would you choose?
Molly,
Okay, you got the Molly, you got the Zans,
Vicodin.
the Vicodin. Anyways, so the first one, the time pill. This pill, you can travel through time, forwards or backwards.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so if you consume this pill, you get that. The second pill, the money pill. With this pill, you'll get 50 million in cash, straight cash, 50 mil, which is you're set for life unless you're blowing it all on, unless you're Floyd Mayweather or something like that. Then, but
Floyd he hasn't cashed checks, bro. Floyd Mayweather's a rich fuck
but he also spends a lot of money.
because he has that much. But anyways, keep going.
And then the next one's the mentor pill, which I feel like Jamal's gonna hate. With this, you can spend years with your idol, the people you never want to meet.
I was gonna say something, but it's not politically correct anymore.
Okay. And what? Don't say it.
Just think about whatever.
And then the last one is the travel pill. With this pill, you can travel for free for a lifetime. Now, I thought the money pill would just give you that anyways. I mean, if you had $50 million, you can probably travel anywhere you want.
Yeah, you get a private jet and
Like
and a
50
pilot,
mil
yeah.
could cover lifetime of travel, like no problem. Like unless you're fucking, I don't even know. Like I don't even know. Like There's travels. There's no way. Like you're spending that much. Anyway, so what would you choose if you need to read them over? I can. You're taking the money, you're taking the time travel,
Okay,
taking the mentor, you're taking the infant.
Let's do this.
I feel like the blue pill is a waste of time.
Take the money pill out of this.
Okay. The money pill is probably the easiest answer, right?
Yeah, because it's
Because
just
there's no
like
stress. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I got the quick
yeah,
bag here.
like
Like,
whatever. I
like
could
50
travel. I could do anything I want.
Like as much as they say money doesn't buy
It's Kevin
happiness.
G, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
As much as they say money doesn't buy
Some Scarborough.
happiness, if you have $50 million cash tax free in your bank account, like most worries are gone
Pretty much.
for the most part. At least anything you want to do in your life, you can do. And you have no stress. If you choose to sit on your ass and just watch Netflix the rest of your life, you can. If you wanted to start 5 other businesses with that money, you could. If you want, you could do anything you want. You could work more with that money.
Yeah.
Because now you have way more money to start other projects to then build an empire.
beyond.
Beyond, bro.
Yeah. You could be like, I mean, 50 mil is probably like the budget of a movie.
But we start low. But I just need, as long as I have a good portion of the
Yo, that
investment.
shit's making $1 billion, bro.
You're making $1 billion back off of Batman.
If you're able to
minimum.
secure the right actors and the right director, then
Yeah.
you might be able to get it. You might be
Christopher
able to pull
Nolan or something.
Yeah, Nolan. You gotta get the. Maybe you get both, and you take the time travel back into time.
Get
with
Leo.
the 50 million. Grab
Yeah.
Leo.
Grab Leo, yeah.
And then, anyways, okay, we'll remove the money pill, and you have
Bruce
the,
Wayne is old Leo, and fucking we have young Leo as the as
Yo,
Batman
relax,
Beyond, bro.
relax. Okay, so either the choices are mentor, travel, or time travel.
because we're cutting the money, or we could do a less amount of money, like 10 mil. Or is that still too much?
It's still too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
If we're talking mils, I'm taking it. Even
Yeah.
if it's 1 mil, even though 1 mil is not as much as
Okay,
it used
travel
to
back
be,
in time over 1 mil for sure.
Yeah, like
Because you could travel back in time and you could do the Bitcoin thing. I know. You could do the Bitcoin thing. you
Yeah.
I could travel back in time and stop buying stupid shit.
Yeah.
then
See,
maybe
the
have
time
money
travel
now.
is just a very like, it's just a lot of thinking. Like,
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know. It's just like, are we thinking about the physics involved and like?
Would you go back or would you go into the future? Because the future is interesting.
doing both, bro?
The past will just
Yeah,
fuck
I'm
up.
zooting all over the
The
place.
past
Yeah.
can fuck up the future, but the future can't fuck up the past. So
It actually can.
the future can fuck up the past.
That's what's happening in Tenet.
Shit.
It's facts.
And if you think about like shit like Terminator,
yeah,
they were from the future trying to fix the past, but then they sent a Terminator from the future to the past to fuck up the past.
yeah,
Right. That's true. Actually, you can go to the future and fuck up the past. Yeah.
Also, if you're going in the future at some point, it becomes
Like
the
even
past.
Back to
Yeah.
the Future, like he did that. You know.
So honestly, I'd probably pick the travel, unlimited travel shit. Just like
Yeah.
I feel like that would be pretty sick.
Even though the time travel, I guess, kind of includes that, but
It does technically, and you could just go. I can go to Hawaii in 2032.
Yeah, yeah. Or I like literally, I would just be going. I'd be going around the world before
Yeah.
the pandemic started. You know.
Facts.
Like,
oh fuck.
Yeah.
Or even see what happens after. That'd be interesting.
That'd be
Just skip ahead.
yeah.
Fuck this shit.
That's
Like,
true.
I'll catch you guys later.
That's true.
That's actually a pretty cool idea. Now that I think about it.
I think I'd pick the time
Time travel.
because I want to fuck shit up.
You don't. Yeah, that's crazy. Just to even think about.
You see that episode of Family Guy where they go back in time and Brian claims responsibility for stopping 9/11, and then the whole world gets destroyed.
Oh, I never seen that.
It's a
shit.
great episode actually. Basically, they go back in time and then they're to do something. I can't remember the details, but they come back to normal time, and Stewie finds out that Brian ended up being selfish and he's the one that like stopped 9/11
That's dope.
for his own liberal.
Oh, is they like he built like that time machine or whatever?
Yeah.
I think I remember
And then
now,
they go
yeah.
back in time. Their objective wasn't doing 9/11 thing. Brian just fucked off and
Yeah,
did that
yeah.
to be like, yeah, I was the guy who stopped 9/11 in the
Don't
future.
kill me.
And then basically the entire world is like in shambles.
In shambles.
It's like fucking World War IV.
That's what happens though. You know.
It's like shit.
That's why, that's why the time travel shit scares me a little.
like, you could do so much in a fucking like what is a day anymore?
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
you
you know?
wake up and you're like you lose your concept of time is when you start to do that shit too. Like I don't know.
Like even if I had the time travel shit, like yeah, I'd be worried about fucking up shit in the past.
Yeah,
And you got to think about like, okay, if I take this time travel pill, do I still exist in the past?
yeah.
Do I still exist in the future?
Yeah.
Am I still in this timeline?
Didn't we have a conversation about that? Yeah, where it's like if you go
Yeah.
back in the past, like are you in your body when you were younger, or are you still in this body and you can't meet your younger self?
Yeah,
and shit,
I'm wondering
you know?
which one is it?
Or even your future self. Can you meet your future self and shit? And
Yeah. So I think my answer
would you want to see yourself like old and shit? Like
Yeah. I don't know. Might be depressing.
Might be.
But I think, like, I'd want to say time pill would be my answer just for the curiosity's sake, but then also, I'd also be terrified of what I might do to the world and,
Yeah, same.
and what I might discover. So it's almost like I'm curious, but I'm also kind of scared to find out kind of thing. So, I mean, and then the mentor one, like we
So
talked
corny.
about the mentor one's corny. I honestly, I don't think there are any people on this earth that I'd like to actually spend that much time with and think would gain that much knowledge from. I think
I don't even think that's what it is. It's what am I gaining from this actually though?
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like I don't think there's anybody.
Like I would love to meet like P Diddy for example, or Diddy, whatever you want to call this nigga these days. I'd love to meet him for example and chat. But what is that gonna do for me? Because I have to go back home.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you a bunch of like mumbo jumbo advice, but then you're gonna go home and
He might send me a box of Ciroc.
Yeah.
you're still gonna have to get lucky and do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You know what I mean? Like you can hang out with Elon. I mean that probably.
I think a better one would be like, would you want like a clone of yourself? Because then you could do half the work, or you know what I mean? Like if I had another me, like one of me could be playing video games all day, and then the next one could be actually doing work, and we just switch.
That'd be
like
sick.
I feel like I take advantage of me.
yeah,
But yo, do this shit, bro.
Yeah.
And then he'd try to kill me or something.
yeah.
It might
Probably.
fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember the guy? Do you remember that show on Teletoon or whatever it was, where the guy he had a brother that was a clone or some shit? He had like a clone. I can't remember what this shit was
I
called.
don't remember.
On,
Yeah, like
on
a-
Teletoon?
I think it was on Teletoon.
Live action or?
It was like a cartoon. He had like he had a clone. It was like something squared.
Squared.
Something squared.
Yeah, like D squared or something.
Some shit like that. But
Yeah,
his
it
name.
was.
It was his name squared.
Yeah.
And he had a
that sounds
clone.
familiar. Yeah.
And he would send his clone to school while he like talked to girls and shit like that.
yeah.
But his clone was like getting cheesed.
Yeah.
His clone was like, bro. And I don't know how it ended, but I guess it was grim. R.I.P.
There's a show on Netflix with Paul Rudd that's pretty good. It's like there's like this service where they tell you that you can be a better person, but really all they do is they just make a clone of you. So everybody else, and then they kill your body.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, but
Jeez.
so with everyone else, it worked. So then only one body lived. But then Paul Rudd's old self wakes up where they buried him or whatever. So now there's two of them.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's actually scary, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna go with the basic travel.
Yeah, travel anywhere for a lifetime, free for a lifetime is pretty sick.
And is
lit.
it like you got to
be
get on a
great.
plane, or is it like can I like?
No, I think it's just you can go anywhere. Like you just like go to the airport and you're just like one ticket, please, and they're like, here you go, sir, it's free,
Oh yeah, Jamal.
and you just go there.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be getting like see that's like the time
everything
travel
else,
thing.
too.
You could just because that would probably be what it is, right?
For free.
Actually, the travel one's tough because what if I want to travel with people?
Oh, it's just you.
My girl's gonna ask me,
True.
like, can you
It's
at least cover
just
the
you.
Since
True.
you're getting it free, Jamal, could you cover the flight for me?
Man's gonna be asking for mandem
And then you're
discounts.
still
and
gonna
shit.
have to pay.
I'm still gonna have to pay.
It's not that great.
So I'm traveling alone.
I mean, don't you kind of already get that when you work in an airline? Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
like if you're like a airline stewardess or whatever, you kind of get the free. I mean, I don't know about everywhere, but wherever your airline covers, like, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you get for free.
You can fly it or you get it like discounted heavy.
You get a major
Pretty sure you
discount.
get for your fam too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is so maybe I'll take that.
I think it have to balance it out. I think it would have to be like you and
I don't know, man.
somebody, right? Like you and
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
That's what all of these have to have a catch, right?
Yeah.
Time travel is you're gonna fuck up history,
Yeah.
Yeah. As much
even though history's fucked,
Time travel is
technically.
just it's the with great power comes great responsibility kind of thing. Where
Yeah.
it's like, what are you gonna do with it? It's like even if you had something like telekinesis or whatever, if you can move shit with your mind, like that's a big you can change the world with that shit. So
Literally,
you
yeah.
gotta like really commit to that. Like time travel, you can actually figure out how to solve all the world's problems. Like that's just
or
too-
fuck them up because you thought you were solving
exactly
them.
yeah, make them worse. You think
always
you kill
wondered.
Hitler early and like nothing happens,
Yeah,
but you don't know
somebody
what
else
happens.
takes over or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, definitely just the travel. I feel like the travel one's not you and somebody else. It's just you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll travel alone.
Yeah.
I've never traveled alone.
If you guys can meet me out there, I'll be in Dubai.
Oh yeah. Just the reactions in Dubai.
That'll be sick, bro.
I was just sick of being a YouTuber. You can kind of just do it anywhere.
How would that power work right now with COVID?
Exactly. It would suck.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's That's the
can
one thing we have to actually just justify if it's a snap and
Yeah.
I go there, or if it's actually have to go to the fucking airport and
Yeah.
this and that.
Or maybe like a private jet thing, maybe.
maybe.
That wouldn't be too bad, I guess.
I feel like the snap is just too convenient.
Yeah.
You can travel during COVID. We're allowed to travel. To a lot
But
of places.
I mean, that's a shitty power if I gotta get tested every time and shit, and like
Yeah,
quarantine and like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You got the rest of your life to travel.
yeah.
The rest of your life, for the most part.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, free travel is the safest. I don't like usually going with the safest thing, but it is in this.
Yeah.
in this
Well, the
equation.
bag is
The bag
Bag's
is
the best one.
The bag is the best. Yeah.
50 mil, even if it was 10 mil.
It's crazy that some people would actually choose like a mentor.
yeah.
Dude, there's a guy who wrote, oh yeah, I'd be mentor and it'd be Elon Musk. I'm like, that's so
And that's the word I was trying to avoid. You can't say that these days. That's not politically correct. But it is.
yo, like, come on, like, fucking Elon Musk.
It is extremely.
Like,
Whatever you
like,
said.
Elon Musk is cool and he'd be cool to meet, but he's not gonna give you any info that's gonna change your life.
Exactly.
He's gonna tell you a bunch of shit you're not gonna understand.
Yeah.
And then what? Like, the amount of value that I'm gonna get sitting down with Elon Musk is gonna be like the same amount I'm gonna get from like a Joe Rogan podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else I'm
And
gonna
yeah,
get.
is it like, do you want to be like his VP or his like right hand man or something? Like, do you want to actually
Yeah.
learn all this shit?
Exactly.
Like, do you want to know what it takes logistically and like financially to get a person on Mars or whatever? Like, I don't. I just want to see it happen.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Just get me there.
yeah.
That's all that matters.
Like, or else, like, if you wanted to do that, then you could have dedicated your life to do that. You know, like that's what Elon Musk did. You know.
Going back, actually, let's talk about that quick. Mars once again. I know we do this a lot, but
we end up getting into space talks.
but
Don't mind this.
There's nothing else to talk about. So.
there really isn't. We've been
And also
inside
it's
for
like,
a year.
Nothing else matters
is
but
all-
this universe. So
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like there's nothing else. Like,
know.
what else is there to talk about?
Yeah.
So,
you know?
other interstellar theories now. Going off of just Mars, space travel, Elon Musk, shit like that. I find it interesting. You know how we're talking about, there was the plan A, plan B, with the whole interstellar situation, right? Mm-hmm. Would people actually want to go to Mars?
would people actually want to go to Mars?
To help the Earth?
So,
No.
so would someone
Help the Earth.
Your answer is no.
I don't believe so. I think some people would just be down,
Like
but a majority.
we're talking first settlers.
Yeah.
I think yes. I think there'd be it's very niche. Like we're talking very, but I like to always think back to the first people who came to North America, and their risks. The risks they took.
Well, yeah.
get
You mean the
here.
indigenous?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just joking.
the first white man.
Yeah.
The Spanish and the English who came over here.
Yeah.
And they sailed out into the abyss essentially, and found land, right? And I feel like it's a similar kind of risk, and you might end up dead.
I think it would be the same
they-
kind of roll up process, right?
Yeah.
Like it would be, the first people who settled in America and then Canada, they came because they just, whatever, they might have just been, like exploring kind of nature. But then there was like that second wave where it's like the British government is offering all these people from Britain money to come here, and the economy was like collapsing in Britain too. So it's like, I think what it would be like, I think right now there's like a huge chunk of like middle class that like are very similar to the middle class of Britain back in the day of who like first settled here, where it's like they're just like, like we're not gonna do any better here, so we might as well go somewhere else and start over. And it's like it was like people who were like, they worked on like other people's farms, like they were like tenant farmers, right? Like they were they had enough money to start a life, but they didn't have enough money to like get themselves up where they were, right? So it's like it'd be people who they feel like they could take their savings and like
the Pilgrims, for example. Those are the people.
But like, I'm wondering how many
came to
people
America
that would actually be. So like, what if there was like, okay, what if it was this was an emergency? They say we need this many people. We need a couple million of you guys.
Jeez, to ship out 1 million people though, damn.
What?
Like bring 1 million people.
Yeah, because this is like crisis mode. Like shit's happening with the Earth.
Yeah.
Global warming is out of hand at this point.
And I think
you know
that's
what I mean?
what truly would motivate us to go there. I
Would
think
that?
ultimately
That's what I'm wondering because
would be end of the world or near the end of the world.
If it's like
event.
people, if people are, there would be enough people who are like fearful of like, like if we don't go,
There's always
then-
going to be a couple nut jobs that just want to go there though.
yeah.
You know
I'm just
You know
questioning
there
the
will
people
be.
that are comfortable that have been like, I built this life here,
Yeah.
and now you're trying to get me to leave. You know, I don't, and that's going back to Interstellar. That's kind of one of the things that it was. The situation was that people, the reason why they lied about Plan A, where ended up actually working out, but the reason why they lied about Plan A and more focused on Plan B and just having just a new population of humans on this new planet, fuck everybody else on Earth,
was because they would never leave.
It's because they would never leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
The team would never have went there, knowing that there would be no future man. Everyone on Earth will die.
Yeah.
Knowing that would be hard to convince.
Yeah. Well, I
those
think it would.
scientists to leave.
I think it would be very similar to what happened in the movie where these fucking farmers are still trying to harvest their okra and their corn and shit, and it's all just decimated. I think we would get to that point where it's like, okay, there's no food or sustainability on this planet. I think we have to get to that point first before a bunch of people are like, yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, like in that interstellar world, it was like. Mans knew about those problems probably for like 50 years, 100 years maybe, right? Like that, the world is fucked, right? So
Yeah.
it would probably take like whenever the first call out for was like, hey guys, we could go to Mars. You guys want to try to reach? It would take like 2-3 generations before man's like, all right,
People are like,
we gotta
move.
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay.
I think, I don't know.
Yeah. I've always been interested in actually thinking that out because I thought, oh yeah, I feel at first just thinking about it, I feel like so many people, yeah, fuck it, let's go to Mars.
Yeah.
But if you actually think about it and the shit that people have built up, whether that's a company, family, or just, like you
Because like you said, yeah, if it's
have
like they're
land.
trying to ship out like a mill at once, like you're only carrying a backpack or we
that's
can't.
it.
Yeah, we can.
mill's
We're
crazy.
not allowed fucking carry on like luggages without paying anymore on
Exactly.
on planes.
Exactly.
So like, you think they're gonna let you go on with like like all
Your
of this,
life?
Yeah, your whole
No,
fucking
you're
house.
gonna
your
bring
whole room.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nah.
And how does your identity work on Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be new.
Who are you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You could
Like,
be a completely different person there. It's amazing.
like you're like who you were on Earth. Does it even matter anymore on Mars? Like, are you a new person?
That was
You know,
like,
how does your identity work? How does taxes work? How does
Well, it
any of this
depends on
work?
if we
That was like
keep
that
that kind of like
movie.
colonist mindset or if
You know
we
what I
like
mean?
actually, because like when mans came over here, the whole American Revolution, the whole reason Canada became a country was because it was like mans came over here and they were still being ruled by Britain, and it's like, why do you guys think that you are able to like govern what's going on here? Like, this is a completely different world
And then
that's
who
going on.
who
here,
owns the moon? I'm saying the moon. Sorry, who owns Mars? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Elon, bro.
Well,
just talking
I mean,
shit.
hypothetically, it would seem that United States would be the first country to go to Mars,
Yeah.
given what's happening.
I think they would.
But then would
they
United
lay claim-
States say, we own Mars?
Yeah, I think they would lay claim to
Would it be a United Nations thing they step in and it's a global thing, or what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I guess it depends
Do we
on
have
the,
battles on Mars where Russia and United States are fighting over it? Like what the fuck?
I think this goes back to something we talked about as well, where it's like we're not leaving this planet until we figure our shit out.
Our own shit out.
Yeah.
And I don't. I agree with you on that, but I also don't think it's also realistic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We will leave this planet at some point without figuring all of our shit
Well, I
out,
think it's
and
gonna be
it's gonna spill
the
over.
thing that, hopefully, the thing that helps us figure our shit out is the fact that we have to leave this planet. You
Hopefully,
know, like,
hopefully.
because historically,
And then the sad part
innovations that happen are out of war and the
when we
biggest
have to
conflicts,
leave this planet, it
Yeah.
will be like Interstellar. You're not taking the 10 billion people that will be on this planet.
You're taking as many as you can.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if you take 1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't fucking, like, you remember 2012 where they put everyone on those stupid arcs? They didn't take the whole world. They just took like they took the actually what would happen is they're going to take the 1%.
Yeah.
The richest people are going. The richest people are going. The Bill Gates of the world and all
And you know what
those
sucks is they're the most like
Bezoses of the world. They're
incapable
going.
of like living like a human. Like they're the most. They're the most disconnected humans in terms of like being able to live off land and shit.
Yeah,
and,
like the 1% is going. The richest, the whitest people are going. So the poor guy who's in a slum in Rio de Janeiro, he's not going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're dying on Earth. Like, so, I mean, I'm sure they'll try to bring the 1% of all countries.
Yeah.
You know? So all countries are there, but...
I mean, none of us are reaching, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean. Did you guys ever watch... You probably didn't. Because I don't remember a lot of people that watched the movie. Did you guys see Passengers?
No.
That's Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
That movie was basically about this situation. So people from Earth, and they take this ship and they go to some distant planet, and it takes them however many years to get to that planet. And then Chris Pratt, basically, he wakes up in between when he's supposed to be in cryo sleep, but he wakes up and he can't get back to sleep. And he's on the ship, and they're on the ship for another 20 something years, or not even 20. I think it was like another like 50 something years.
Right.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to die on this ship awake while everybody, you know, gets to flourish and shit. So what he does, and I'm giving you guys the whole movie, so you don't need to watch it. It's not that great. It's okay. But basically what he does is he sees Jennifer Lawrence. He's like, yo, she's kind of bad still. And he waits, like a couple of years, I think it is. He waits a few years and he says, yo, fuck it. Like, I need pussy. Like,
What?
And he wakes her up.
No way.
And that's, if you think about it, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, he wakes her up before she's supposed to be awake and she can't go back
That's crazy.
to sleep. So both of them now are going to die before they even get to this planet, right?
Are they Adam and Eve or some shit?
If you will, something like that.
So sorry, I missed the part. They're going to this planet because they're the last people?
No, they're going to this planet because it's safe. There's some people on Earth still.
Is Earth ending or
But it's like we found some new exoplanet that we can get to. We have the technology for it. And these are the first people going out. Basically to start life on this new planet.
Yeah.
And it's a long travel. So
It's a long travel. It's years upon decades long.
So now that they're woken up, they gotta just die on this. They won't even
on
make
the ship.
it. They won't make it.
Yeah, they won't make it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
What an asshole! He woke her up.
yeah, because he needed pussy bad, bro. Understandably.
Is that actually why, or are you just?
Nah,
saying
he
that?
he thought she was beautiful. You know, love. He thought she was beautiful and shit. He wanted to get to know her. Da 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 da.
Read between the lines, you know.
Yeah, you know. So it's like, yo,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. You wanted to get to know her.
I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this movie.
You never heard of this shit?
I don't know why.
It came out like maybe what, like 2-3 years ago?
2016.
Oh, even more shit. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's a fucking it got shit reviews.
Yeah, 30%.
30% Rotten Tomatoes.
Dang.
That's not great for.
It's not at all.
I remember
For a
seeing
Jennifer Lawrence
seeing a
movie.
trailer for it in theaters, and I was like, it looks like it could be great or
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah,
That's a
the
cool
thing with,
idea.
See, that's the thing with space movies is like you probably will. There probably something you can get out of it, even if it's a bad movie, because like there's always something that they're touching on that's like interesting, especially people like us who are like always.
I think
interested
space
in those
movies
things.
are hard to do well.
Yeah,
For sure.
but when they're done well, it's like
When they're done well, it's
Only a handful of
it's
directors
life-changing.
have done it well. One of them Nolan, another one being who directed Gravity, the Mexican
Alfonso Cuarón,
He did a good job.
Denis Villeneuve, right? That was Arrival, right?
Arrival, and also Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
Right. I think they did some of the best space movies.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's just a cool idea to think about. But yeah, what he does, he wakes her up. She falls in love with him. Everything goes to his plan. She falls in love with him. They fuck and shit like that. And then, basically, how do I explain this without? Because I jumped so many shits. But basically, it's in the future, right? So they have all this technology. So they have AI and androids and shit. And basically, they have an android bartender that he's been like talking to about. He told the android about everything. So one day she's chilling with the android alone, and the android's like, "Yo, how do you feel about Chris Pratt waking you up?"
yeah.
Oh, and she's just like,
And she's like, "What the fuck?"
right.
And she's pissed,
Yeah.
understandably.
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah,
he basically killed her.
He like robbed her of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of her future
Of her
life.
future life, because she was like
Yeah.
this writer. She wanted to go to Mars and become this whole new person, and he did
Damn.
too.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up, because they wanted to become new people.
Yeah.
From who they were on Earth. And she gets fucking pissed, and then all this bad shit goes down, and then fucking Morpheus comes into play. He's like one of the fucking ship captains, and he wakes up randomly, but he's like his wake up is so fucked up. He wasn't supposed to wake up, and he ends up like waking up wrong or some shit, and he ends up dying like that same day.
Damn.
And then all this shit's going on with the ship, and they have to save the ship, and they save the ship, but they die.
They all die?
No, just Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence and Morpheus.
Oh, Morpheus. What does he wake up like fucked up?
Yeah, he wakes up and for some reason, I don't know what happened to him. He woke up all fucked, like literally all fucked up. Something was wrong with his pod. And he starts like bleeding from his mouth and like coughing. Something was wrong with his shit.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, cool movie. Like, check it out. Don't pay too much attention, but it's a cool movie. But yeah, it's interesting to think that, you know, like people would want to start a whole completely different new type of life.
Yeah.
On a different planet, because you can do that. It's like moving to a different country. Like,
Yeah.
if nobody knows you, then you could be whoever.
Yeah.
You know, you could be a badass. You could be this, you know, this cool dude. You could be whatever. You know, anything that you want to be if nobody knows you.
We should just send like because I was watching The Master today, and I was like, they should just send a cult out there, like, you know, like a group of people who have like a very set of beliefs where they want to. A lot of those people who join cults, they just want to start a new life, right? And like,
yeah, a lot of them are just social rejects.
Yeah, they just want to be like
life,
you. Yeah. They just want somebody to tell them where it's like your life begins today, and this is who you're gonna be. So it's like, we just send somebody out there, and like, or we even just send like a group of people who want to really see if like communism or like socialism works.
Would work.
You know,
that'd
like,
be interesting.
Yeah,
if we could do that with like several different planets.
Yeah,
that'd be our only opportunity to actually
kill all of them.
Do a
to weed them out and fucking.
You send the KKK to Mars and you just blow up Mars.
like a fucking.
Let them live there for a few years. Let them like feel like shit's going down. Like let them. Maybe like give them like 50 to 100 years, and then you just blow that shit up, bro.
That's so fun. Death Star, blow it up. Like,
yeah, bro.
The big
just
laser.
Blow that shit up, bro. Let's see what happens, bro.
Hilarious.
Oh, if we could get every KKK, Nazi, and whatever, anybody that just doesn't want to fuck with anybody of color, for example, you know what I mean? Be like, fine, guys, you can start a whole new life. You guys have Mars.
Yeah.
Have it.
Yeah. You know, the problem with them is they don't travel out the fucking country, though. You know?
And that's what I was about to say. They probably wouldn't even do that. We would probably have to go to Mars.
Yeah, and then we blow up Earth.
And we blow up Earth.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Facts.
But that's so much more work, you know?
Yeah. Like, it's getting everybody else out of here.
It's about convincing them to get the fuck out.
Yeah, to cut. Like,
because then the world's fine.
That'd be wild.
Ish.
Yeah. We have other issues, but ish.
It solves a big problem.
Yeah. We fucking jokes, man. Can you imagine, bro? You're just there chilling on your KKK planet. What's that? This is beam heading towards us.
It's just shaped like a big black cock, you know? Like,
the fuck?
Yeah, this channel's definitely demonetized. This channel is demonetized.
Don't kill me. It's a big black cock.
Forever.
A big black cock atom bomb or some shit, bro. It's crazy, bro. That's so fucking crazy.
We should wrap the pod here, you know?
Yeah, man. Anyways, yeah. We'll wrap the pod here. We're talking about big black cock bombs. We're just getting wild.
That doesn't even make sense.
We have some other topics. I have some other topics, but I'll save them for next week. We'll be going over, you know, social anxiety. We'll go over moving and growing in silence to benefit yourself. And then also we'll be talking about people wanting to be on the podcast.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's something we've been dealing with recently.
Anyways.
We've been trying to, you know, maneuver and work around. But yeah. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Shouts out Collective Growers. Make sure you guys, if you're in the Ottawa, Pembroke area, check out Collective Growers. They got the loudest. You can hear it down the block. We've been around. We know. This is Lost in Talks, episode 77. You already know what it is. Twitch.tv/Lost in Nostalgia. Make sure you check out that 750 Loon. Make sure you check out that Kevin A music. What is it called? Alabera?
Alabera, yeah.
Alabera. Right? I got it? Yeah.
Hit that Young Clancy.
Yeah. True. That Fire Eater.
Yeah.
No, that's fresh. I forgot about that almost. And yeah, appreciate you guys for listening once again. We'll catch you guys on the next one, Later.